I'm
Sweet.
sitting here today with Yesterday's Donuts. Hi,
What's
guys.
up?
Hello.
I'm Kelly. I play bass and do backing vocals.
I'm Lewis. I play guitar.
I'm Dylan. I play guitar and sing.
I'm Steve, and I play drums.
So, first, I want to ask you about the name Yesterday's Donuts. Is there a story behind that?
Yeah, there's like a little story. I used to go to Sam Ash, like a music store, a lot for like open mic nights. I made like a lot of friends there, and the sound guy, he was like a really cool dude. His name was Tom. At one point, I was starting a band with all the people I met at Sam Ash. So I wanted a band name with like the word Ash in it. So he gave me like a whole list of names. They were like, Rise from the Phoenix, From Ashes to Ashes, The Embers. And then one was Yesterday's Donuts. And I laughed at it, but like I never chose it at the time. And then years later, I started another band. And I remember that one of the older guys who came in the band, Lou, our old guitarist, he was like, yo, if I'm gonna be in the band, like we gotta change like this fucking name. So we were trying to think of all these names. We changed it and like we are trying to think of all these names, but like nothing was popping up. And then out of nowhere, Yesterday's Donuts popped up again. Like I thought of that whole list again, but the only name that popped out was Yesterday's Donuts. I wasn't really too set on it, but then it really grown on me like over time. And now I'm like, I like it a lot.
How did the four of you meet?
I met him in high school.
We went to high school together. Believe it or not, at that very same Sam Ash where I went to go buy something, and I just saw this guy ripping on some guitar and some amp. And I just remember him like soloing all. It was the only thing in that store that I was like, damn, this is really loud. I think I recognize him. I'm gonna go walk up. I'm just like, yo, are you Dylan? And yo, I'll go to Roland too, and shook his hand. And that's how we met.
I used to work at a open mic cafe. This guy came in, just blew me away because a lot of old people come into open mic and not a lot of people my age. So to see Dylan there and actually like play something I've like been wanting to listen to, I didn't like know what to expect. But yeah, I was gonna ask you if you wanted to start a band, and he came up to me first and he's like, hey, I'm in this band if you want to join. I didn't ask any questions. I just said, yeah, I'm down.
I love that. What year was that? When was that?
2017, 2018?
Yeah, like 2018, yeah.
Yeah, like 2018 we met.
I came much later, newer edition. We'll say it's like Tinder, kinda.
Tinder?
Kinda, yeah. It's called Vamper, and I had this idea. I'm like I couldn't find any musicians like in my area. So it's got to be like a thing kind of like Tinder, but you just match with people who have similar music tastes and yeah, they hit me up. It's been about a year and a half, 2 years.
What genre do you consider the band, your music?
The blanket term, I guess, is psychedelic rock or psychedelic punk rock. We all kind of like have our own, like we all have like that main kind of punk root, but we all branch out into like a couple other bands that we like only us would dig. But yeah, I'd say psychedelic punk is probably the main genre.
So, if you think of like your fondest memory of music, what inspirations come from that inspired your music today?
It's just cool to be performing live, because that's kind of like my I don't know, I guess that's really like my main inspiration, to just like get out there and just put on as much of a show as I can. Like obviously there's other bands out there, and maybe they'll be just like standing still while playing like the craziest shit you ever heard, but like me, I try to like show it as well. This dude especially, me and him are probably like the wildest two up there, and then Steve's obviously going crazy on the kit, and this guy's making all kinds of space noises on his guitar and pedals and stuff. Yeah, it's really just like the best set we can play, like the tightest we can sound, while also like getting the crowd into it as much as we can.
When I started playing music, like before the band, I'd do like I said, like a lot of solo stuff, like open mics or just whatever I can do just by myself, and like just playing live like in front of an audience. It was a feeling I never ever felt before, like so good. And then once I was able to play with other people like in a band and actually like connect with them, like there was nothing better than that. And then ever since that, I was like, this is like what I really want to do in my life. And I see all these other great bands I'm inspired by, and it's like always a spectacle to see them like doing their thing like up on stage.
Can you name those bands?
Our favorite bands is like the OCs. We said Prison Affair super sick.
So you said you were a solo artist before and you tried with other people. What was the catalyst that made you want to be like, okay, these are my guys, this is it, we're doing it as a group?
Well, I went through like a lot of people throughout the band. Like there was always people coming and going, but for sure this is like for the formation that's like the best that's ever been.
Yeah, going off of Dylan again, he was like the only original member of the band. He started it like back when he was still in high school, before he met me and all that kind of stuff. And then next to him, it's Lewis and I that are like the only two like longest running members. Like even though Steve is the most recent member, he's probably like the the missing puzzle piece we really needed. You know, like not knocking any of the other former members or anything like that, but like Steve's drumming is just it's just it. You know what I mean? Like it's just that factor that we needed. He hits everything on it. You know.
What would you guys say is your biggest challenge and or obstacle as musicians?
I mean, this is like essentially the first real band I've been in, aside from like middle school talent show kind of stuff. To me, it's more of like an interpersonal kind of thing, like we were just talking about. You have to like be down for it. You have to find people who are. It's essentially like being in a polyamorous relationship, you know. So you have to like find the right. Yeah, I had to find 3 guys who were like-minded, like me, and same with them too. And I guess not so much of a musical thing, but it's more of like a relationship kind of thing. Still, you know, to this day, you still have to navigate through it, and it's really sick meeting all these new people and through them, and like growing through that through other people.
For me, it would just be like just to keep writing good music and to keep getting better at like our craft of what we do, and like, you know, not let any like other things get in the way, like egos or money or none of that other stuff. Like it just matters, like just getting the art out there, like doing whatever you can. At the end of the day, like that's all that makes me happy, is just getting the music out there. Yeah, I just hope that we can keep that mindset like forever, you know.
For sure.
The hardest obstacle for me be getting days off for shows, off of work. But I would quit my job for this band, so this makes me more happy than any job ever could. So other than that, I don't find this to be a burden at all. I found this this is my freedom, you know. It's a release. It's something I look forward to. It'd be nice not to have a job, so listen to our music and make us famous, please.
When it comes to songwriting and lyrics, is it a group effort or is there one person dedicated solely to the songwriting?
I'd say it's more of like a solo but with contributions kind of thing. Like it's a group effort in the sense that he'll mainly have like the main idea for it, like, oh yeah, I have some chords and I have some words that I'm gonna say with it, and then I'll hear it and I'll be like, okay, let me make something to go with this, and he'll hear it like, okay, let me make something to go with this, and then Steve's like, let me just keep the beat really quick. We all just kind of throw stuff together and then we'll work through it and flesh it out into something that like makes all of us happy.
The goal when you bring a song to a band is like, you don't want the same thing that you brought to the band. Like you want it to be different. You don't want the same thing. I don't know. I feel like it's really cool when everyone brings their own inspiration into a song, because then it's just not your song no more. You know, it's like,
sure.
It's the band song.
Is there a specific audience you gear your music towards?
Anybody who moshes to our songs, I fucking love you, okay? I mean, obviously, people who stick around, like, it's the people that, like, hear it, like, I'm gonna move to this and make other people move to this. I think the best kinds of crowds are like when your mic stand's getting knocked over every like 30 seconds or so, and there's people like helping people up who tripped in the pit, or people like, you know, holding your mic stand still. Those are the kinds of like just the rowdiest kinds of people you can afford to play to, lack of a better term. But really, like, we just kind of aim our sound towards anybody who's willing to listen and tap their foot or bob their head or anything like that. We always try to give out stickers to anybody who, like, you know, we talk to or anything like that. And more often than not, we just try to, like, spread our name to, like, basically anybody. And anybody who's had the chance to hear us can, I'd say, probably vouch for us.
Like Kelly said, whoever's willing just to, like, listen to our music, and I don't know, whoever, like, likes it, you know, like that's all that matters to us. You know, it doesn't matter who you are. Like music is for everyone, and our music is too.
Okay, I want to talk more specifically about your guys' music. Let's dive into it. So you recently just dropped an EP. Can you tell me the name of it and the creative process, inspiration behind it, lyrics, songwriting?
Well, it's called The Fly EP, and yeah, we pretty much we've had the songs for quite a while with our old drummer Johnny. And yeah, we've done most of them like with him, but then we, like when he left the band, we just kind of sat on those songs for quite a while. And us three, we would go to the park all the time and just like practice those songs, work on them. Kelly brought up an old jam called Carlos, the Subnautical Nightmare of Carlos. Captain Carlos. Yeah, and pretty much, yeah, we worked all just at the park, you know, just doing demos on my laptop. And then once he joined the band, we showed him all the music we had just gathered up. And then he started like making his own parts, and like it was going very well. And then we were lucky enough that Steve, like he had his own recording studio, and he's really good at recording and producing. And like we just did it all with him, and it sounded really great. Like it was a really cool process.
Yeah, we started playing these songs live. It was just really cool to kind of bring life to them because they've been tucked away for some like years, right? I mean, I love recording, and I kind of have like a little space in my house where we can record. So I was doing a lot. I did all the tracking, I did the drumming, mixing, mastering.
Is there an overall like theme or message in the EP, or does each song have specific meaning?
If you ask me, I think it's just the fact that we have like a full EP of just straight bangers. I mean, yeah, I look at the lyrics and they're all kind of like, they're all like a bit downer in the lyrical like writing sense, but like
Okay.
the high energy instrumentals make up for it. But I wasn't really the one that wrote it. It was just like, oh yeah, let's make some shit to make people move to. But he's like the real lyrical guy. So if anything, he's got more of a meaning sense to it, other than like, oh yeah, music go fast, haha, you know, like.
As a whole, I didn't really think of it as anything, but to me, like, I just wrote the songs like separately. Like the first song, Rusty, like I just wanted a song like, you know, more like random words and shit like that, and it just kind of came together.
What's the biggest lesson, like most important lesson you've learned as a musician in your career so far? Like if you could go back to like your younger self before you started doing music and forming a band, what would you tell yourself knowing things that you know now?
I would just pretty much say like it's not all about you. It's not about just you personally. It's about the band. Like be open to a lot of things. Don't be so closed-minded or tunnel vision. I feel like everyone has a lot to offer, especially like within like your bandmates. They'll like open you to a lot more new ideas.
Take a leap of faith earlier on. I feel like personally I started a little late, but I don't know. I would say that there's no late time to start, but I don't know. I've been playing for so long that I feel like I should have just like even find these guys a few years ago. If that could have happened, or just take more risks. I guess it's not that scary, and just stop assuming what other people are thinking about, because it's just like all in your head pretty much. So
I would tell my younger self, don't stick to just one genre. I mean, I think organically I've figured that out over the years, just like figuring out what my ears and my brain kind of like. You know, part of me wishes I could have expanded my like taste a little bit more, but again, it probably comes more naturally than anything.
If I would tell something to my younger self, I would say keep an open mind, like Dylan said. Everyone has something they can contribute. Everyone comes from different backgrounds, and I feel like that's how you make a really good band, is just taking everyone's ideas and just make it one.
How has music changed your life overall?
I've always been a big seeker of freedom, and I think that's what music has given me. It's just like freedom, just something to express myself, something to get me out of trouble or keep me out of trouble. It's kind of nice to have a little bit of meaning, I guess I would say, in your life. Music means a lot to me, and I don't know, I would do anything for music. It's just nice to have something I'm passionate about, and I think that's how it's changed my life, because it's made me realize I can actually be passionate.
I feel like I wouldn't be around if it wasn't for music. Like if there was no music in this world, I wouldn't want to be here. When I was growing up, I would always like draw a lot. I thought I was gonna be like an artist, like a drawer growing up. But then as soon as I found out about music, like, and I felt that feeling of like playing an instrument and like the vibrations coming off of the guitar and the amp, and like how Lewis said, you can really express yourself. Like, not saying art can't do that, but I guess in that way it did it more for me. So
probably speak for all you guys, but it's just like been our lives, been my life, you know? So it gets you through the tough times. It makes the better time, or the good times better. And it's amazing how like the music scene can be like an outlet for artists as well, like painters, photographers, videographers, as well as the musicians. It's not always just about the music. It's about like the artistic vision surrounding it. And it's an outlet for pretty much anyone who's creatively inclined, which can be anyone.
At the end of the day, it's really just kind of the best release possible. Of course, you know, everybody, to quote the Violent Femmes, we all been through some shit, but it's really like that one thing to look forward to. Even if you're not like going through like turmoil in life, you know, like maybe you had a stressful work week. Okay, I got this show to play, you know, I can look forward to. Or maybe you're just really going through the shit and you're like, all right, but I got this show that I'll show up to, and even if it's like a fake smile, you're still up there, you're still killing it. Personally, truly, there's nothing else you're thinking about once you're up there on stage playing. It's just you in the moment, in that music and you're out there, you'll look up at the crowd and you'll see everybody like getting into it, and that's what keeps me going.
This is Yesterday's Donuts.
We're on Antidote 41.